This is lesson 94 for honors geometry. It's law of sines. It's due 4/21. That's on a Tuesday. That's next Tuesday. So you've got a week because I'm doing this video Tuesday today. Law of sines. Law of sines, if you take a triangle, angle A, angle B, angle C, side A is always across from angle A, side B is always across from angle B, and side C is always across from angle C. So law of sines says, okay, if you've got this triangle, you can take a side length and put it over sine of the opposite angle. So little a over sine A, and that'll equal little b or side B over the sine of angle B, which would equal little c over the sine of angle C. That is your law of sines. That's law of sines right there. That's what you do. That's if you're looking for side lengths. If you're looking for angle measures, which I'm going to show you both, you're going to flip it and you're going to put the angle on top. It just makes things easier. You don't have quite as much solving to do if you'll flip these when you're looking for angle measures. And like I said, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is sides if you're looking for a missing side. This is angles if you're looking for a missing angle, okay? But that's law of sines. So let me show you. We've got a triangle like this. This is 20, this is 35, this is 38, and this is Z, Y, and X. So 38. So what we want to find, actually, we just want to find everything. We want to do what's called, now you won't always be asked for this. We want to solve this triangle. We want to solve the triangle, which means I want to find every missing part. So I'm missing two sides, XZ and YZ. Now in the book, they'll ask you for specifics. They'll ask you to find just XZ or just YZ. So do whatever that says. But I want us to solve this triangle just so we get practice using law of sines, okay? Which means I want all the missing parts. So I've got two sides missing and one angle missing. Well, Z is the easiest to find. Like you should already be going, oh, that's 180 minus 35 minus 38. So 180 minus 35 minus 38 gives me 107. So the missing angle is 107, okay? So now I can set up law of sines because I found my missing angle, and I don't have to use law of sines to find my missing angle. I just use what I already know. But to find XZ, we're going to have to use law of sines. Now we can find XZ, we can write Y on it because it's opposite angle Y. We can call YZ, another name for YZ is X because it's across from angle X. So for XZ equaling Y, so then I'm going to put Y over sine 38 equals 20 over sine 107. Look at the triangle. 20 and 107 are across from each other, so I put them in the fraction. Y and 38 are across from each other, so I put them in the fraction. Now we're going to solve this proportion. Now what's nice about this proportion is there's only one move that needs to be made, and it's that sine 38 needs to come up to the 20 because you're dividing by sine 38. So 20 sine 38 divided by sine 107. And then you type it in your calculator like that. Very carefully make sure you close parentheses after the 38. So you'd have 20 sine 38 close parentheses divided by sine 107. So it would look like that on your calculator. Then you hit enter. You round it to whatever you're asked to round to. We're going to round this one to the nearest hundredth, so 12.88. So Y would be about 12.88. So that's about 12.88. Okay? Then the only other thing I have to find is side ZY. Now again, this was Y, but it was XZ, so I just put it on the calculator, on the triangle, sorry. If you will draw these triangles and label them, it'll make it a whole lot easier for you. In fact, I want you to. I want you to draw the triangles and label them. Put the 12.88 where it belongs. Put the X that we're about to find where it belongs. That'll be a whole lot easier for you, okay? So now I'm gonna find X, which again is ZY. So I'm finding ZY, but I'm going to call it X. So X is across from 35, so sine 35. And then I'm going to use that 20 over sine 107 again, because I want to try not to use what I've just found and rounded, okay? So X over sine 35. and 20 over sine 107. X over sine 35, 20 over sine 107. There's one move that needs to be made. Make sure you show this step. Make sure you show what I'm doing right here. Show the original equation, so how you're going to solve it. This is actually the exact answer. And then type it on your calculator to find the approximation. So 20 sine 35, close parentheses, divided by sine 107. That's what it would look like. You get 11 point, well, it'd be 11.9. We'd have to round that, so it'd wind up being about 12.00 because we've got to round to the nearest hundredth. So that's what the triangle looks like. That triangle is solved. I found everything about it. I found the missing angle and I found the two missing sides. Okay, so let's try another one. This is 77, this is 38, this is 14, A, B, and C. So there's the triangle. That's angle A. So that means this is side A, this is side B, and this is side C. And I want to solve this triangle again. I'm going to solve the whole thing. I'm going to find the missing angle, and I'm going to find the two missing sides. Missing angle, angle C, really easy. 180 minus 77 minus 38. So 180 minus 77 minus 38 gives me 65. So angle C is 65. Then I can look at finding the side lengths, or I can find the side lengths now. So if I find CB, that's actually B. Oop, that is not. It's actually A. CB is A. So I'd put A over sine 38 equals 14 over sine 65. A over sine 38, 14 over sine 65, because they're opposites. Then there's one move to make, so A equals 14 sine 38 divided by sine 65. Then type that in your calculator. 14 sine 38, close parentheses, divided by sine 65. Hit enter. You get about 9.51. So angle side A is about 9.51. Now we need to find side B. So I'd put B over sine 77, because they're opposite each other, B and 77. Then I'm going to use the 14 and sine 65 again. So that's to solve for B. Then B is going to be 14 sine 77 over sine 65. Again, I'm dividing by sine 77, so I need to multiply by it to get B by itself. And then typing that in the calculator, 14 sine 77, close parentheses after the 77, divided by sine 65. You get about 15.05. So side B is 15.05. Again, side B is also CA. Okay, so that's the triangle solved. So if you'll draw the triangles, find the sides and angles, whatever you're asked to find. If you're just asked to find CB, then just find CB. I'm doing all of it though. I want us to do all of it for notes so that you get practice using law of sines, okay? So that's finding side lengths. Now let's look at finding angle measures. So let's see, I've got this triangle right here. This is 12, this is 14, this is 75, this is M, N, and L. And I want to find both angles. I want to find angle N and I want to find angle L. Because actually the question is to find angle L. Well, I can't find angle L without finding N because I don't know this side. I don't know the side opposite L. If I don't know the side opposite L, I can't find L. But I do know the side opposite N. I've got 12. Now we're looking for angle measures. So when you look for angle measures, make sure that you put your angle on top. It just makes things easier. It makes the solving easier. This is not the way the book will show it. They won't put the signs on top, but you can, because you can flip a proportion any way you want to, as long as you're consistent. As long as I've got angle over side and angle over side, I'm good. This makes it easier because, again, I just have one move. So sine of N equals 12 sine 75 over 14. Now here's where you need to be careful when you're looking for the angle measure. To find the angle measure, that's where we do that inverse sine thing. So you're going to take this and plug this into your calculator, the inverse sine. So again, I want to see everything. I want to see the triangle. I want to see the original equation, you solving it, and then here we have to do the inverse sine. And I want you to round your angles to the nearest degree. I know the book may ask for something else, but I want them to the nearest degree. So in your calculator, you're going to hit second, you're going to hit sine, you're going to put in 12 sine 75, you're going to close parentheses around that 75, you're going to divide by 14, you're going to close parentheses there, and you're going to hit enter. So it'd be about 56. Okay? It'd be about 56 because I want it to the nearest angle measure. So then 56, put it up here for n, that's 56. And then to find L, it's just 180 minus 75 minus 56. So 180 minus 75 minus 56 gives me 49. So I have the angle solved for. But that's the way you solve for an angle. Let's do another one where you're solving for the angle. So you get that inverse sine thing. Okay, so let's see. This one looks like this. This is 85. This is 12. This is 16. X, Y, Z. Y. Okay, so there's the triangle. Of course, we want X because X doesn't have the side length across from it. So that's what we're asked for, is X, which means I've got to find Y first and then find X. So we're going to set up law of sines. So I'm going to put sine of 85 over 16 equals sine of Y over 12. Sine of 85 over 16, sine of Y over 12. Again, I want sine of Y by itself. I'm dividing by 12, so I need to multiply by 12. It's like multiplying both sides by 12, but I'm letting you skip part of it, okay? It's also like solving a proportion, but if you solve this like a proportion, it adds too many steps to it. So I'm letting you skip some things, so make sure that you're paying very close attention to how I'm asking you to do this because I'm trying to save you some time. Then, now what we have to do is do the inverse sine of this stuff, 12 sine 85 over 16. And then we type that in the calculator. So again, showing you how to type it in the calculator. Let me clear this off. So you hit second sine 12 sine 85. So 12 sine 85, close parentheses, divided by 16, close parentheses, enter. So it's about 48. So this angle is about 48. So that was angle Y. Then to find angle X, 180 minus 48 minus 85. 180 minus 48 minus 85. So we get 47. So X is 47. Again, I am showing you how to find these angles a little differently than the book, so make sure that you're taking notes and doing what I asked you to do, okay? Then the last thing I want to show you on the notes, the last part of the notes, then I'll make the assignment and talk about the assignment, is example 3 in the book on page 614. So looking at that example, they actually have a picture drawn for you. They've got a person at A and a person at B. This is 80 and this is 72. And this is C right here. So let's see, the surveyors are 25 feet apart, so this is 25. How far is each surveyor from the storm drain? The storm drain is at C. Find the distances to the nearest foot. So like we want to find, if this is angle B, we're going to find side B, that's angle A, we're going to find side A. That's the way that'll set up. So we need the angle across from 25 first. That's easy. That's just 180 minus 80 minus 72. So this angle would be 28 right there. Then to set up A, it'd be A over sine 80 because I'm looking for side length, so I put the side on top. A is across from 80, so that's why it's A over sine 80. And then I'm going to put 25 over sine 28, because these have to match. I can't have two variables. Like I can't put B over sine 72 in this because I can't have two variables like that. So then A equals 25 sine 80 over sine 28. So then we do 25 sine 80, no inverse sign here because I'm not looking for any angle measurement, divided by sine 28. So the difference between finding an angle, notice here when we found the angle, we only had one sign. When we're finding the side, we have two signs. That's just something, just a pattern. Okay, so anyway, A looks like it is 52 because we are supposed to round them to the nearest foot. So this would be 52 feet for A. So B, surveyor B, is 52 feet from the storm drain. So now we need to find B. So we set up law of sines to find B. So B would be over sine 72 equals 25 over sine 28. So then B is going to be 25 sine 72 divided by sine 28. So 25 sine 72, close parentheses, divided by sine 28 gives me about 51, because we have to round it. It was like 50.6. So B is about 51 feet. So surveyor A is about 51 feet from the storm drain. Again, pictures, triangles, label them, show all of the work, show the original equation, show the exact answer, the way you're solving for B, and then show your estimated answer. Show all of that. Okay, so that's law of sines. So let me give the assignment and talk about a few things I want to talk about for the assignment. Okay, so you're going to do the warm-up, which is on page 613. You're only going to do 1 and 3. Number 3 on the warm-up as a setup, it says a pilot looks out of a plane and sees a lake. She calculates the angle of depression. Remember, angle of depression is sky down. Now this is warm-up number 3. So angle of depression is 38 degrees. The plane is an altitude of 11,000. You want to know how far away is the lake to the nearest foot. So here's the lake, here's the plane. You want that distance right there. So you set up sine, cosine, or tangent. That's the way the warm-up 3 sets up. Draw the triangle and solve it. Draw the triangle, write your trig equation, so how you're going to solve the trig equation, and then write your answer. So that's on the warm-up. Then you're going to do the practice A through C. And I want to set up C for you as well, right quick. So on C, it says, Marissa and Hector walk away from each other on straight paths that make 66-degree angle. So 66-degree angle. Let's see. When they stop, Hector is 125 feet away from the starting point, and he is 120 feet away from Marissa. So here's Marissa, here's Hector. Hector is 125 feet from the starting point, and from Marissa, he is 120 feet. How far did Marissa walk? So you want this distance. Problem is, you don't have the angle across from her to be able to do that. So you're going to have to use law of sines to find angle M first. So you're going to have to set up sine of M over 125 equals sine 66 over 120. You've got to solve that first for angle M. Then to find H, you'll do 180 minus 66 minus whatever you find for M, okay, right here. Once you have that, once you have H, that'll give you H. That's why I put it right above H. Once you have H, then you can do H, you can do X over sine of H. So it'll be X over sine of H equals 120 over sine 66. So I've pretty much set this up for you, equations and all, that you need to finish for C. Okay? So, but you've got to find angle M first because you've got the side across from M. So you've got to find angle M first. That's what this is. Then do 180 minus 66 minus m to get h. Then set x over sine of h equals 125. Equals 120 over sine 66. Okay, so that's C. Should help you on that one. Then you have to do, let's see, let me just write these down. You have to do 1, 4, 10, 13, 14, 16, 19, 21, 23, 26, 28. 1, 4, 10, 13, 14, 16, 19, 21, 23, 26, 28. Okay, so let's see if there's anything crazy on any of these. On number 4, you're just looking for the diagonal of the square, because it says a softball diamond is a square that's 90 feet on each side. To the nearest tenth, what's the distance from home plate to second base? So that's just the diagonal of the square, which is the hypotenuse of 45, 45, 90 degree triangle. That's how you do that. Use the 45, 45, 90 degree triangle on number 4. Let's see, number 10 is using law of sines. Number 13, which could be the slopes of the sides of the trapezoid in clockwise order. So you've got to have 2 slopes that are the same. There's only one choice there that has 2 slopes that are the same, because those are all the slopes. There's only one choice that has 2 of the same slopes. All the other slopes are different on the other one, so that should help you on 13. 14, you need to set 6x equal to 90 because it's a 90 degree angle. 16, they give you the apothem. Remember on 16, your area is apothem times perimeter divided by 2. Well, they give you the apothem of this pentagon, and then they tell you that a side length, remember a pentagon has 5 sides, and they give you the side length. They give you the apothem, which is 31. They give you the apothem as 31, and your side length is 45. You should be able to finish it from there. Make sure you label it. Then on number 19, equation of a circle, make sure when you put your center in that you change the sign on your center and that you make sure you square your radius. Do not leave it 1 squared in your final answer. Then on 21, you're just finding volume and surface area of a sphere with radius 3. 23, you're setting them equal to each other because they tell you that AB equals DE. So those angles have to be equal. So you just set them equal to each other and find x. 26, use Pythagorean theorem to see whether those are right triangles. 28, I want to draw 28 for you. So you'll have the circle to draw for 28. So on 28, you've got this circle. This circle, it just says 2 chords in a circle, RS and TU, intersect at V. So here's my circle. Then let's see, RV is 13 minus C. SV is 5. TV is 7. And UV is C minus 1. So remember, these are where you multiply these two. Like you do 5 times 13 minus C equals 7 times C minus 1. And that'll solve it for 28. Okay, again, this is due Tuesday, 4/21. This is lesson 94 for geometry. We skipped lesson 93.